We always hear about guys that had massive talent before coming into the league, but would never reach their potential due to drugs or legal issues. Some of these guys are known such as Len Bias and Chris Washburn. However, today we are going to discuss more of a low-key guy that was once considered the greatest New York player ever. Some said that he was better than Kareem Abdul and that he was NBA ready by the age of 16. What's up guys, it's your boy NBA Dreams and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing the classic story of New York's greatest NBA player who never was, and he goes by the name of Lloyd Daniels. But before I get into the story, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more future content. Lloyd Daniels, whose nickname was Sweet Pea due to his resemblance to a character in Popeye, was born in Brooklyn, New York in 1967. Growing up, it was tough for Daniels. He lived in East New York, which was a poor neighborhood destroyed by drugs. Not only was Daniels poor, but he was also abandoned by his biological mom, which resulted in him to live with various family members that were all on crack. To make matters worse, he had no education. He attended 5 different high schools in 3 states, in which he dropped out in his junior year in 1986. He was also dyslexic and couldn't read past a 3rd grade level. Due to his inability to read, he would always skip school to play ball. According to a basketball scout, teachers and staff members always excused his bad grades and behavior when they noticed his talent, which actually turned out to negatively affect Lloyd Daniels as he became full of himself and got into more trouble. He continuously failed classes and missed more days than he attended. However, through all of these troubles, he was a legend on the basketball court. Coming out of high school, he was considered the best player out of New York since Kareem Abdul. Like I said earlier, some even believed that he was better than Kareem Abdul. Standing at 6'7", he was able to play 4 positions and had the rare ability to shoot like Larry Bird, pass like Magic Johnson, and the athletic abilities of LeBron James. He was a player way ahead of his time. In Andrew Jackson High School, he would average a ridiculous 31.2 points, 12.3 rebounds, and 10 assists per game. Even with his misbehavior and dropping out his junior year, many scouts did not miss out on his talent as many top programs were going after him. On February 1986, Daniels would sign a letter of intent to play ball for UNLV under the legendary coach Jerry Tarkanian. However, there was one condition that had to be met, and that's that Daniels must have been able to pass an exam for a GED. Unfortunately, due to his inability to read, he failed his GED, but he was still admitted under a special policy that required him to take remedial classes at a junior college. To make life easier for him, one of Tarkanian's assistant coach, Mark Warkentime, would become Daniels' legal guardian and help him get enrolled in Mount San Antonio College to improve his grades. So there was still hope for Daniels to get his act together and pursue a career in the NBA. But Daniels would make a huge mistake in his life that would cause his career to go downhill when he got arrested for buying crack cocaine from an undercover policeman on February 1987. As a result, that would anger Coach Tarkanian and lead him to say that Daniels will never play for UNLV. So just like that, Daniels would lose a huge chance to improve on his game and get to the NBA. As a result, Daniels would sign with the Topeka Sizzlers of the Continental Basketball Association, where he averaged a decent 16 points per game. However, after only 29 games, he would get suspended because he wasn't in playing condition and didn't participate in his drug rehab program. Coach of the Sizzlers said that Daniels wasn't a pro, and he never had the mental toughness or physical toughness of a pro. From there, Daniels would play with a new team in New Zealand, where he averaged an impressive 27 points per game. But once again would get in trouble with the team and get cut when the coach accused him of drinking more than a case of beer a day. Daniel would try to make an attempt to get back to the NBA by applying to the NBA draft, but would not get selected because of his problems with his previous teams. Right after that, Daniels would get into more trouble when he was shot 3 times in the chest because of a cocaine deal gone bad. He would be lucky enough to survive, but till today he still has fragments of the bullets in his shoulder. After this, Daniels would play with a string of 4 different teams until he got his big break in the 1992 season when Tarkanian was named head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. Since Tarkanian knew the type of talent that Daniels was, he signed him as a free agent. Daniels would work hard to get back into NBA shape and would be called the Spurs starting point guard for preseason. Against his hometown Knicks in the preseason, Daniels would destroy them and drop 30 on them. Daniels would experience more success in the NBA as he displayed his skills and versatility in only his 2nd NBA game when he dropped 26 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals and 3 blocks. However, Daniels would start to lose minutes when the Spurs fired head coach Tarkanian 20 games into the season. For the rest of the season, he would lose minutes and finish the season averaging only 9.1 points in 20 minutes of play. His second season with the Spurs would be a bigger disappointment, as he only averaged 5.7 points in 15 minutes of play before being let go by the team. From there, Daniels would play one season with the 76ers, the Lakers, the Nets, and the Raptors, but would not make a huge impact in the NBA. After his one-year run with the Raptors, Daniels would play with 17 different teams all over the world, but would never find a home. With all these teams he played with, he must hold some type of record. For his career, he would only play 200 games in the NBA, which is a huge disappointment for a player with his skill level. His inability to stay away from drugs and not being able to discipline himself cost him the chance to be one of the most skilled players in the NBA. But at the same time, he had to battle a learning disability and lack of family support, as most of his family members were on crack. So that's it for today, guys. This is the story of Lloyd Daniels, who had the chance to be the greatest player from New York. If you like my content, make sure to subscribe and share for more.